Hey YouTube, Tony here, and today I want to take a look at the Ganzo G728. This is a little bit different than most of the Ganzos in that this is actually a spring-assisted knife. Uh, you don't see that in too many. You don't see too many flippers, period, in Ganzo's lineup. But this is a flipper that also has the spring assist, so it really flies out of there nice. I also ordered this one in orange just to have a little different color to my knives. I've got a ton of black. I just kind of wanted to see what the orange was like too. This particular knife, uh, the blade length is almost 3.5 inches. So even though it doesn't look like a very long blade, you've got quite a bit of blade here. It's also out of the standard 440C that Ganzo uses, and this particular one, as you can see, has the stone wash finish. You can get this in the green and the black, the OD green and black, so that's something to keep in mind if you'd rather have it in black or green. This is tip up, right or left hand carry, so you can use it for lefties. Has a decent lanyard hole. It's just big enough to get a piece of paracord through there, but I don't think you need a lanyard with this big of a knife. Pocket clip is really nothing special. It's just kind of their standard arrowhead pocket clip. I will say one thing on this orange. It wasn't the orange I thought I was going to get, and I don't know if you can pick that up on the screen. This is more like I'd say a pumpkin orange than, when you think of orange and knives, usually it's more like what they put on this 727. It's more that, I would say more of a fluorescent type orange, hunter's orange. This one's pretty dark and not a real bright orange, so keep that in mind. One thing I like is this pivot pin too. It's kind of got a different looking pivot pin, so instead of just the normal hardware, it's kind of got a cool looking pivot pin. While I like that pivot, it's one of the faults of this knife, I think. If you notice, it takes an actual Torx in the center there, but it's awful tiny. I could see you stripping that out over time. So, but other than that, only 3 screws on this whole thing, which is kind of nice to get it apart if you want to take it apart. So pretty cool knife though. And the other thing I don't necessarily care for is the blade size. I'm talking about the height of the blade. It seems a little out of place with this big of a handle, so I think they either needed to make the blade a little taller or slim down the handle a little, so that it kind of looked at it. But that's just a nitpick. The flipper, like most flippers, provides you a nice finger choil there. Ergonomics are decent on this one. My smaller hands, it's perfect. Feels good. I could use this all the time, so, and not have much wear. So you can get this on GearBest. It runs about $14, 12 to 14, depending on what kind of sale they're having. I'll have a link in the description below. You can take a look. So it's another interesting Ganzo, not just your normal everyday Ganzo. Show it up here next to the Kershaw Skyline. You see it's slightly longer. But let's weigh it too while we got the scale right here. .3 ounces, so it's not super light, but there's other Ganzos that are much heavier than this. It's kind of Ganzo's deal, is they tend to have heavier knives. But there you have it, the G728. Hope you like this video. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Thanks. Bye.